Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, my name is Ahmed Saleh. I am the project manager for the BCMA Richmond Parking Lot Rehabilitation Project. I am a senior project manager with a civil contracting company. So looking after multifaceted projects is what I do on a daily basis. I am also working along hand with Brother Umar Khan, who is currently the secretary of the BCMA Richmond branch. And together we're working to bring this project to life. Furthermore, we also have an extensive team of professionals working with us on this project. We have Brother Sharif Sambal, who's an architect, an award-winning architect that has worked on many projects in the Lower Mainland, but also has also worked on many of the masajid locally. We have also Brother Tariq Al-Amouri, who is a structural and civil engineer that is looking after our civil and grading and drainage plans. Furthermore, we have Brother Uthman Lahrash, and he is also a senior project manager with a civil contracting company. He is going to be overseeing the execution of the project for us, inshallah, once we get to that stage. I want to give you a little brief background on the parking lot project and why it came to life. The parking lot, as in its current state, has been in existence since 1983. So the current parking lot is over 40 years old. As you can imagine, the surface of the pavement has deteriorated significantly, as well as the underground subgrade conditions have gotten to the point where we're now seeing a lot of potholes and a lot of cracking, which in of itself, if left alone, will continue to get worse and worse. This creates not only dangerous potholes for drivers and for the people walking on the parking lot, but then this also makes it a lot more costly to fix in the future. Furthermore, the design for the parking lot project, when it was first put together, did not factor in alhamdulillah, the beautiful growth that this community has seen. As we know, as regular attendees of the masjid, that during high volume events, including regular pickup and drop off for the school, we have the Friday prayers, we have the Eid prayers, let alone the Taraweeh prayers, where we have high influx of people coming and going at the same time. What do we see on a day-to-day basis? We see congestion with the driveways, with the entranceways. We see people parking in haphazard ways, and we see an overall jam in the overall flow of people getting in and out. So we need to address all these concerns for the overall parking lot. Now, I want to now touch base on the process, because it's important for people to understand why some of these projects take longer than we would like. Because the property sits on agricultural land reserve, this body governs which developments can happen on these properties. And they have a strict and rigorous and lengthy permitting and approval process. So when we started the project, we had to first develop an initial design. This design and this project scope was then taken to the ALR. They then reviewed the design, they reviewed the scope, and then ultimately take about well over a year for them to finally give us approval to proceed with this project. Alhamdulillah, that process is behind us. And now we've moved on to design and finalizing all of the contract documents. Where are we right now? The design is complete. We are finalizing the grading and drainage plans after a topographic and legal survey was conducted for the property. This information was given to the civil engineer for him to conduct his grading and drainage plans. After which we are going to then be able to submit all of the documents to the City of Richmond to go ahead and get our development permit. Inshallah, once we successfully get the development permits, we will then quickly go into tendering. And this process entails us developing drawings, contracts, and then ultimately going to the market to get the best possible price from the market to go ahead and do the rehab project for us. So I want to address something about this project. And some people are asking, why is this project taking so long when it's just a simple repaving project that we see on other properties? The reality is, brothers and sisters, that this is not just simply a repaving project. There is a significant redevelopment happening on this property. Let's talk about what the new parking lot is going to look like, inshallah, once everything is complete. Number one, it's going to start off with the entranceway. The entranceway, as we know, is narrow and restricts both incoming and outgoing traffic. So the first thing that we're doing is we're doubling the size of the gate to allow both incoming and outgoing traffic. We're also going to be shifting it further to the east to facilitate that, to facilitate a wider gate and getting us away from that infamous power pole that many of us have bumped into. The other thing that we're doing, we are removing the portables that exist on the property. And this is going to allow for additional parking stalls for this project. Some of the other things that we're doing, number one, we are improving the lighting. We are creating some green space on the property, which is a development requirement, a permitting requirement. We are putting the parking stalls on an angled parking, and this will allow for vehicles to get in and get out of the stalls a lot easier. We're also making the flow of traffic in one way to minimize and to hopefully eliminate the overall traffic jams and gridlocks that seem to happen within the property. The design that we have for this project is also eliminating the problem that we have with people parking in the fire lane. This will allow fire trucks, if they have to ever visit the property, to be able to enter and exit without any problems. So where are we now? So alhamdulillah, we're near the end of the permitting process. We have completed the topographic and legal survey, which went to the civil engineer in order for him to be able to complete the grading and drainage plans. That will then ultimately be taken to be submitted alongside with the design and will be taken to the city of Richmond for approval and attaining the development permit. Inshallah, once we have the development permit in hand, we can then go to the market, to all of the construction companies within the market for tendering process. What this entails is that the BCMA, the project team, will go ahead and develop the scope. We'll go ahead and develop the contract documents. We'll go to the market, to multiple companies, to try to get the best price that we can for this project. We then go ahead and review the packages that we receive from the market. We do a thorough analysis, and inshallah, we go ahead and pick the team that we feel the most suitable for this project. So when do we start the project? Inshallah, we anticipate starting July 2nd, immediately after the Canada Day long weekend. This date was chosen primarily because at that point, the Muslim school will be out of session, number one. And then number two, we are going to be in better construction season because paving projects require better weather, primarily no rain. So at this stage, we ask that everyone keep us in your dua as we try to wrap up this project. We will inshallah keep everyone posted with further developments as we get closer to the actual construction. And inshallah, very soon, by the end of the summer, we will have a completed project. At any time, if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Brother Umar Khan for further updates. Jazakumullah khair.